click by Gaio. Kurt gets it back and stuffs it home. He's down by Gandalf, wins it back. Wangster with a shot. Reimer with a clutch save.
Rock, paper, scissors,
Kurt taking another shot past Halo on the top side.
They're calling you Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. Cook my science, bitch.
Stealth Kenny fish into Cubs. The one-timer he scores. Oh no, Gandalf with an own goal.
Hello again, friends. It is that time of day again. We hope you enjoyed the new intro. And oh, my stream sound is not. I'm just hearing echo. Oh boy, sick. Whoa, look at that new overlay.
Great start to season 2, buddy.
Great start. Just like the finals. Just keep it coming. As usual, I'm your host Reimer, joined by my trusty co-host and the CEO of Zealot Hockey,
Other way.
Kurt.
Yeah, there it is.
Kurt.
There it is.
There it
What's
is.
up, buddy?
It's out of your fans, pal.
Oh, how's it going, friends? How's it going? Hope you're enjoying season 2 of Rhyme Time.
That's a good start. Today, we're happy to use all our wisdom to look hard and deep at a very special man. You've seen his face, his play, and his kitty. He's a great friend, and one might even call him a bro. It's Teroh. Feel free to ask questions during the show, but be careful because he'll ban you. Say it to the people, talk.
What up? How's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure to have a legend like you on the show. So let's get right into it. Where does the name Teroh come from?
It's funny. You guys were just talking about, Yu-Gi-Oh, and it actually comes from Magic the Gathering. There was a card called Major Teroh, and I just kind of was in like middle school probably. Just looked at the card and decided that's what I was gonna make my name. I can't remember what set it was from, but not very interesting. Nothing cool like Reimer, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a really original name.
Or Kurt, the most unoriginal name.
That's pretty unoriginal.
Yeah, it's up there. So a lot of us know that you work at a hospital. Do you want to talk about that? About your roles?
Sure, a little bit. Yesterday, I've been on nights for the past couple days, and last night we learned that a femur can stop a bullet, but a humerus can't. So there was like an X-ray. You could see the bone, and the bullet was just lodged right in the femur. But then somebody else had a bullet through their humerus, so the upper arm bone right here, and it was just completely shattered. But that was our educational moment of the night.
Stay wrecked. Femurs are great.
Yeah, they're pretty strong.
Now, you must see a lot of people come into your hospital. I have a friend who, every time it comes to a certain time, like the playoffs, he tends to like have these choking fits. Do you know anyone? Do you know any solutions to that problem he might have?
Yeah, maybe some better production in the playoffs. Maybe not choking real hard, and failing every time he meets Vapor would be a pretty good start.
So much hate.
Strong words there, buddy.
Very BM, and that.
Tell me when you make it onto a starting lineup within the next couple seasons, buddy.
You know what, buddy? A season and a half, 2 seasons of unattendance is pretty bad on your starting position.
It's a good thing there's no BM on the show yet.
Mm-hmm.
So besides
Great
hearts,
thing.
have you
Abandoning
ever
you.
broken anything?
Yeah, I've actually broken both of my wrists. And they're both really terrible stories. One, because there's like a little stool in when I was on vacation somewhere, and I was using it because I was sitting on the toilet and my legs couldn't reach the ground. So I stood up off that little stool and then fell over onto my outstretched right arm and broke my like distal radius, so like bone right here. And then another time I was pushed off of an exercise bike and stopped it with my other arm, and that's how I got both fractures.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Whoa.
Yep.
What an athlete. So does that make you stronger now? You know, it doesn't kill you? Do you feel like you're stronger?
Yeah, I no, it's completely different. I was so young, but
So young.
Does that make you want? That make you want to work in a hospital? Do you ever see like little kids like you that ran on their bike or their treadmill and got hurt?
Monkey bars are like the worst.
Yeah.
A lot of kids fall from monkey bars, you know, fall onto their arm or like their outstretched hand or something like that and break bones. Pretty common. But no, that's actually not why I wanted to go into medicine. Why I want to go into medicine is a much more boring story. I've just kind of always been like geared towards healthcare, and it's been interesting to me. And so just kind of like going through the steps of it and like exploring it more, spending time in the hospital, it's just kind of like seeing that it's the right thing that I want to go into.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I've also tried things that I didn't want to do, like being a barista. And,
you mean you can't be a barista for the rest of your life?
I did it for a few months. It was fun, but not exactly a life career.
Did you ever meet water while you were being a barista? Never? Once?
You know, he went to Starbucks, and I worked at a slightly more high-quality place, you know,
okay.
at Pete's Coffee.
Oh.
So, but, and also I did research, but, you know, sitting at a bench was not too thrilling either. But, so medicine seems fun.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit more about you? So how was Kyle? Did you guys end up playing any board games? Was it fun to touch wieners? I mean, eating with him again. That was a fan question.
A big fan, I'm sure. Yeah, so I met up with Kyle for the second time when I was down in LA.
Still no pictures.
About a week ago.
Never
I really
happened.
wanted to send pictures, but I did not take any
You
pictures.
didn't send any pictures.
We were in a crowded cafe.
Didn't happen, buddy.
Whip my phone out and take a selfie with Kyle.
Kid, I got pictures taken with Ken, alright, man? Like, the least you could do. After your second time of meeting Kyle, was take fucking pictures.
Alright, maybe on time number 3. We didn't play any board games. He's actually in the process of moving and, like, selling his old house, buying a new house. So he, you know, hasn't been doing the game night recently. Not even that I would have been invited probably if he had it, but otherwise he's good. He's busy, obviously. You know, if you can message him on Steam, he appreciates it. You know, he misses you, Kurt. I know that.
Yeah, I PM'd him whenever we finished the website. Whenever I was like, "Hey, the website's finished. You know, check it out again." He was like, "Holy shit, this is so nice. You know, so much better." Yeah.
Yeah, I talked with him. I showed it to him when I was down there with him. I pulled it up on my phone, and
Really?
I couldn't get the fancy, you know, the scroll thing to work.
Oh.
It was just, you know, kind of
the actual website.
You have to like tap.
Right.
It wasn't as cool as it could have been, but I think he checked it out later.
Yeah. The actual site is not fixed on mobile, but the forums fucking perfect on mobile.
No, everything works great.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, Professor did a great job.
Yeah, he did. He did. Truly elite.
Cubs is asking very interesting questions in the chat. Okay, so you met Kyle. Would you ever go bowling with Crush?
Would I go bowling with Crush? Yeah. Is he good?
He says he's good. He can give tips on dating and also bowling, so I guess he considers himself a bit of a guru of sorts. But I don't think you need girl advice. You're Teroh. You're a big deal.
Do bowling and dating go hand in hand? I guess sometimes. But,
Have you ever gone on a bowling date?
Yeah, I have. It's actually really fun. I'm not very good at bowling, so.
No. Kurt, what about you? You seem to be like this athlete who can play push football and strikers and hockey. So, how's your bowling game?
Me?
Silent.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was reading Twitch chat. Sorry, there's some captivating questions being asked there.
Oh, very much.
I am absolutely fucking terrible with bowling. On my average, I think it's like a 60, probably like my average. I'm fucking god awful, but you know, that's okay, friend.
You know, as long as you can get above what is it, a 37, I think you beat Obama. So
Really?
You know,
Is he
is
is he that bad? Really?
He bowled in the 30s. I'm pretty sure.
Damn.
So you know, at least you're better than Obama.
That is impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You can bring that with you on dates.
On
Yeah.
dates.
Want to see my bowling game? I'm better than Obama.
That's great.
So many pickup lines. Why don't you talk about how you got into casting? Because not too many people end up going from playing to casting. So how was that leap for you, and how did that happen?
You know, I don't actually honestly remember. My memory is really terrible for like events and like details and conversations that I've had with people. But I'm gonna go ahead and make it up for you for the sake of the story. I'm pretty sure. No, I got nothing. But I'm pretty sure it was just like co-casting with Kyle and realizing that my hardware and my internet could handle it, and then just kind of evolved from there.
Truly elite
well,
story,
you-
friend.
Kurt,
Truly
did you cast first or did I? I can't remember.
I think I did. I don't know, because I remember I used to use the old like OP Kurt stream. That was like back in the day where I made a starting screen from like Paint. I don't know. I can't remember. I know Emily made the overlay for us whenever I was doing it. So I mean, we must have joined at pretty much the same time or so.
Yeah, probably pretty close. Yeah, but I don't really have an exact story of how I got into it, but it just kind of happened over time.
Did you like casting or playing more?
I think I like casting more. It's just exciting, and you know, playing can be very frustrating, especially if you're on losing teams for the past 3 seasons. But you know, casting, you can get into the excitement of other teams and like kind of what they're experiencing and their wins and stuff like that. So I think casting's a lot of fun, and I wish more people, you know, would throw their hat in it.
The plug, the shameless plugs.
You know, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Casting's a lot of fun.
It is true. I have a ton of fun doing it.
Who's someone that you would want to? Who's someone that doesn't cast a lot, or you want to cast more? I think Waters a really good. He stepped in when you couldn't. He didn't. He did a pretty good job. He's different than the usual, so it's a cool mix-up.
Yeah, no, I really liked Waters casting.
Mhm.
You know, he seemed to be a little bit, you know, intimidated by it, or maybe thinking he wasn't too good, but he was, you know, everything he said was spot on, and he was giving great, you know, kind of like a mixture of, you know, what's going on with the play and what people could be doing better, and good plays, good setups. So I thought Waters' cast was actually really entertaining. With a little bit more enthusiasm, like he could be, you know, top tier for sure. And then Proster's stream was just like smooth as butter. But I don't expect Proster to be yelling out plays anytime soon.
You know, there's multiple different types of casters. There's there's the analytic caster, and then there's the excitement caster. And you know, it's tough to get the same
Do both?
people all at once. You know, it's just
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah.
Especially
Honestly,
since we don't color cast anymore. Really.
I want to see that's got to change. I really want to see Perplex, a play-by-play from
Perplex play-by-play.
That would be phenomenal.
That would
A
be
lot of
pretty
fun to
great.
watch.
That would be pretty great.
I think he said he wanted to cast at some point, like one of the the probe finals or something.
Yeah, but his internet can't handle it. That's the only thing. He's
Oh.
got like the worst internet. I was watching him on him play Goat Simulator through Steam, and it was literally a slideshow. It was just like frame by frame every 2 seconds, and he can't handle it with his internet.
That's terrible.
Can't have them all. What about you, Kurt? What do you think about Halo's casting that season? He was one of the main people in the rotation. I thought he did at first I thought it was really lousy, like it was totally different than what I thought, and then it kind of grew on me. So much looking hard, looking deep, it kind of just became funny, and I looked forward to hearing it. And I thought he did a really good job stepping into that realm of good casting.
Yeah, no, Halo did really good. I mean, really, the thing that I was really excited to have Halo put into the rotation about was just how unique he was. It was so different from what me, Moose, and Teroh were doing, and I think that's really what makes each caster. Each caster is unique in their own right, but Halo was certainly the most unique out of all of us. And I think that's really what I enjoyed from him, and the fact that he's willing to pony up and sign up for schedules whenever other guys don't have as easy a schedule to make as what we're looking for. And I mean, Halo did an amazing job. He's a great caster, and I can't wait to have him on for season 6.
Did you watch a lot of games, Teroh? Or
No, I had a lot of personal things going on, so I wasn't really watching games. Plus, I was scheduled for shifts from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. like pretty much the entire month, and I was working a lot of shifts through September. So I kind of missed all of those. So I really was not around for most of season 5, which was kind of unfortunate. I wish I could be more around, but I had other things to attend to.
yeah, well, personal life stuff comes first, so it's understandable. Who do you think, though, out of every caster, is the most BM?
It's Kurt, mute your speakers.
Not buddy.
I think, you know, Kurt and I can go back and forth on who's more BM, but I kind of like it just because it's that little bit of like competitiveness, that little bit of wit, and both of us, you know, kind of like teasing people, and you know, we're not saying things to bring people down. We're just saying things because maybe it's funny,
Public service
maybe a quick little
announcement.
jab here and there, but it's never malicious. So, but Kurt gets most BM caster.
Buddy, come on. You wear that as like a badge of honor. You're always like, we all know that I'm the most BM caster.
I'm pretty sure you've said that more than I have.
Buddy, hell no.
Yeah, you know,
no,
it's okay.
you
for
said
denial,
that.
no
All right,
problem.
whatever, Teroh.
You know,
Whatever.
we don't judge.
Kurt, what about you? What do you think?
Teroh's most BM caster, hands down.
Okay.
Like no question, no. Like I mean, he intentionally goes out there attacking people. Like this is just Teroh 101. If you've known this kid as long as I have, then you just know that he physically enjoys, you know, putting people down. I don't know why he does, but that's just his thing, you know.
You want to bring this to like a Jerry Springer show? You know,
We need a lie detector.
you know. I don't have to take that, buddy.
I mean, we've had, you know, straw polls, Teroh. I mean, the fans know.
We've
but
had straw polls of the best caster, and you know.
you know how many times that goes back and
I
forth?
Come up on top, buddy.
Sometimes, yeah, but most of the time, we all know. Okay, we all know, Teroh. There's no reason.
I can hear
to
the
lie.
jealousy in your voice.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Guess this will have to be settled at another time.
Maybe like a duel or something of
Perhaps.
sort.
Tanks had an interesting question in chat. You know, question for Kurt, the season 6 commish. You know, why don't we save
Yeah.
the draft streams? How do you want to answer that one?
Buddy, come on, okay? Like, don't put me on the spot like that.
All right.
I'm the Zealot Hockey CEO. You know, I don't have time for stuff like that. You know.
Maybe you should get somebody who will do all the streams for you. Oh wait, I think you already do.
Buddy, come on.
Okay.
Okay, it's getting a little heated. Move on to the next question, Reimer.
Yeah. So, talking about the Zealot Hockey Office, which is a new chain of command that's been established, please tell us what it's like to be the first Chief Human Resources Officer of Zealot Hockey. How do you handle all the responsibility?
You know, it's a lot of responsibility, more than you know, making executive decisions is. You know, I got to use my brain a little bit more, and. No, I mean, it's, you know, obviously more of a title thing in terms of, you know, exactly what the role is, but I do, you know, try to have a hand in, you know, at least keeping things sane within the community. Like when Marker and Blitz were going crazy with each other in the forums, you know,
That's
I tried
true.
to like stop
That's
that.
true.
And you know, as much as I love BM, like just straight up hate and like insulting each other is not exactly what we're going for. You know,
Both-
we're going for playful jabs, not painful ones.
Both of those guys are very hateful. This is true.
A little bit of rivalry going on there.
That's true.
Teensy bit. So you've already established that you do a lot of work and you do a lot of thinking. Does Zealot Hockey truly need this more rigid structure in the shape that we are making of it, or do we just keep it simple like a good old boys club?
I mean-
After school special.
I don't really know what the what?
The after school special, just because of all the little boys we've got going.
Caught me off guard on that one. But I mean, is it really more of a rigid structure, or you're really just kind of like assigning a couple roles to things that people have already been doing? Like Kurt's already been running the group and kind of been the head of everything. Obviously, Moose, Dark, Professor, you know, Maha have always been big roles in the community. It's not like we're just kind of taking some member of the community that maybe is interested in something and like just assigning them a role and saying that they have this power, but it's kind of things that they've been doing already and just kind of in recognition of that, if you know what I mean.
No, of course. Speaking of things we've already been doing, who's your favorite porn star and why?
No, that's a private question, and you know, Emily won't want to hear the answer to that one. So
Buddy, there's no such thing as private questions on Rhyme Time. All right, you gotta put it out there in the open.
you know, let's
Don't
just-
worry, we'll come back.
Does Emily know your favorite porn star?
probably.
Does she? Wait, what do you mean probably? Have you told her, or does she just know?
Next question.
All right. Anyways, yeah. Just
All
how's Emily? Just tell us how Emily's going, buddy. How is she?
Middle of finals right now, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She's busy. Okay.
But probably ace and everything.
She still Snapchats me all the time. You know.
What'd she send you there, buddy?
Don't worry about it.
Just notes.
Yeah, just notes. The
Like
pig
that, like
surgery
that
was pretty cool.
birthday, you know?
The pig surgery was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. I didn't actually get to
It was alive, right? Like.
when surgery on a dead pig.
Okay.
Called dissection, Kurt.
All
Come
right,
on.
buddy. Okay.
If you want to see a bunch of pigs killed alive, just watch the finals again. God.
Oh!
Oof.
Yeah, it hurts. It still hurts.
Reim,
I can make that joke.
buddy,
It's okay.
come on.
It's okay. I can make that
Come on,
joke.
man.
I'm still gonna cry in the whole movie. It's okay.
Reimer, you're still a champion, buddy.
Oh, thanks, man. Even though I lost. I don't know if anyone's ever
Buddy.
played in both the Pro Finals and the ZHL Finals and gotten to lose both of them. So,
Buddy.
making history.
Oh, come on.
So good. It's okay, though.
Okay.
Speaking of Kurt, top 5 reasons why Kurt is the worst CEO of God Hockey in history. That's another fan submitted.
Just no accountability. You know, he just he refuses to acknowledge his BM status. You know, he's just you got to take a little bit of responsibility there if you're going to be the executive, buddy.
That's only one reason. Come on. You got 4 more.
5? Are you serious? It's impossible. There's only so much.
Oh,
BM.
it's impossible? Oh, okay. Only one reason. Okay. I can take one reason that I'm bad. Okay, that's cool.
Hold on, buddy.
Hold on.
Let me think for a second. But I'm not going to come up with much. I mean, you know, Kurt's got everybody else running things. Good delegation, but poor work ethic. Let's say that. You know.
Anything
I can't
else?
see what face he's making at me, but I'd love to see it.
I'm just laughing.
Quit the face.
I'm just laughing.
But no, I can't come up with top 5 reasons why Kurt's the worst. You know, Kurt's my buddy. I like to watch him put people on the moon and bring them around other planets on Kerbal.
Kerbal Space Programs, truly elite.
Good way to spend time with each other.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm glad you guys can do that with each other.
There's more that we can do with each other too.
Oh, okay. Well, that's for Rhyme Time XXX after.
That's Rhyme Time After Dark.
Yeah. That doesn't end up on YouTube though. Let's talk about the Blizzard update though. Keeping it PG for the little boys, and your little fans. Have you opened StarCraft since the update?
Yeah, no, I played a couple games over the past couple days, and I love the UI, and I love my frame rate, and I love the new server differences. I mean, I can't find a single thing that I have disliked. Even snail hockey was fun for the time.
Snail hockey.
And that watermelon post about the snail hockey was probably one of the funniest things I've read on the forums.
That's pretty great.
But no, I mean, I love what they did. They've just made everything like easier and more kind of classic, in tune with the Brood War. And you know, if you're familiar with that, you'll like it. Kind of combining all the chats, so you don't have like 6 chats open on the bottom of your screen. Better lag, obviously. You know, West feels great, East feels great. I'm super happy, and I haven't really heard anybody except for Cubs who didn't like the update.
Cubs doesn't like anything. I'm
But
telling you,
Cubs
man.
doesn't like change.
He's like a 40-year-old man already. Like, just hates change. Like, I knew the second that like Professor updated the forums and made him look all nice and pretty, and it looked amazing. And Cubs was like, "This looks like shit." And I'm like, "Okay, your opinion is like the least relevant of anybody on this planet."
And then yeah, Cubs was not a fan of the UI, but he did admit that he doesn't like change. But I'm not
young.
Cubs on blast like that, so you know. Cubs is in the chat.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Okay, well, I know that in Waters' posts about it, which was really funny to read, he mentioned how smooth the connection is, and then a lot of the EU guys said that they can feel it more smooth too. Everyone says it's really smooth. Do you think that a better connection could create more of a global league instead of separating EU and NA?
I don't know about necessarily a global league, like combining both leagues together, but I definitely think more EU players will be coming over to play Probe and maybe, you know, even be starters in ZHL. Like, we saw Slide kill on the previous servers, and I just wonder what he would be capable of now. I mean, now that the connection's better, like, he's for sure got to be like a 4th round, 3rd round pick or something, because he is absolutely clutch and a great player. And I mean, if his connection's better, he's gonna just kill it. So I'd like to see more EU people coming over and signing up for the league, and more NA people, if time permitting, obviously, go over to EU and play with them. Because there's some cool guys over there. It's nice to see that, Rig is their marker equivalent, just, roaming around.
Whoa. Do not talk about my friend Rig like that, okay?
Have you played any games with him?
Dude, Rig is fucking awesome. He shows up to everything, dude. He's a saint. You take that back.
I love Rig. He's a great guy, but his net is really hilarious.
Buddy, I'm about to ban your ass. Wow.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to play with, but sometimes he makes funny plays.
There are a lot of funny plays. Okay, so I don't even know how long Zealot Hockey's been out. It's gotta be, or at least since we've established the league. It's gotta be over a year now. How do we continue to support the longevity of the league? How do you think we should go about? Do we just keep doing what we're doing, or do you think, as a human resource officer person, we should mix things up a bit like EU does?
I think mixing it up is a good way to keep it fresh for a lot of people, because I know that some people have been thinking about not playing again, for their own reasons. But one thing that can definitely keep it fresh is obviously like making different events, or kind of having different community things together. Publicity is going to be a big thing with that tournament coming up, and of course being very welcoming to all the new people coming in. So, kind of a mixture of like keep doing what we're doing, but maybe a little bit nicer, and then as well as have some cool events to like bring the community together. Like kind of one thing that really I thought, not necessarily getting new people in, but really just keeping kind of old people around and having a good time with Zach Smack's game nights, when he would steal a bunch of people away and we play like all kinds of random arcade games. That was a lot of fun, and kept people coming around at night and like hanging out, and obviously is going to be a reason for people to stay around and play games and kind of hang out within the community. So I actually want to host an event during this off season for some kind of game night that would not be on Zealot Hockey. Not necessarily even on StarCraft Arcade, but maybe something free to play. So, I'd like to host something like that. I think it'd be fun. And
That's
see if
really
people are
cool.
interested.
That's like Wednesday night sprites or whatever those are called. That's really cool though. That actually was going to lead to my next question is, could we see established weekend tournaments or leagues for the other sport games like push football, hover, strikers, ultimate dodgeball? I know Kurt mentioned about his Super Olympics thing. So this kind of goes back to that, if you both want to comment on that.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Kind of making a league needs a good foothold with a player base that's, constantly playing the game. Obviously hover, strikers, dodgeball, push football don't quite have that player base to really do that, but I know that we have had tournaments in the past. And like Ultimate Frisbee, there was a tournament that Serve was cleaning house on a couple months ago. But you need people to play the game routinely and then come together. It's hard to like seed another game and then make a player base there and then kind of live off of that. You really need to kind of have it come from the ground up. So I think it would take maybe a new game or like a good update on one of the old ones, because if they don't have the player base now, I don't see it kind of just coming out of nowhere, if you know what I mean.
Kurt?
I was talking about a different issue in Twitch chat. Yeah, no, I mean, all the games really have their own. I mean, some of them kind of do and kind of don't. It's weird. But, I mean, Zealot Hockey obviously has the biggest community out of all the games. And pretty much everybody just kind of crosses over from there. So pretty much everybody that plays push football plays Zealot Hockey. Anybody that plays Star Strikers nowadays, for the most part, Star Strikers has pretty much died on its own now. So pretty much everybody's coming to Zealot Hockey. So, I mean, everyone plays Zealot Hockey anyways. I mean, I don't see why we can't branch out into these multiple different, game avenues. Just because, I mean, they're all fun and everything. I was talking in the music earlier today about the EU patch. And hopefully he can push that live to Europe soon. He said he was waiting on Leroy which I told Rig in the Twitch chat, but he said he was waiting on Leroy to get the most recent version. But he said that he would like to make like a mini golf game, like for the new arcade tournament, I think. And so, I mean, I think that'd be fun. I mean, sports games are a hell of a lot of fun, no matter what sport it is. It's always a lot of fun. So, I mean, there's always room for improvement in new communities. I mean, hell, even games that are as great as Ultimate Frisbee never get played, which is kind of a shame because that game is really well made. Like, if you've played that game has like a draft system. Like, it's really well made. It's a shame that doesn't get played that good much.
Yeah, if there was a game like that's currently out now that I wish had its own like thriving community, it'd be Ultimate Frisbee, because it's a lot of fun. And kind of going back to like Zach Smack and his like game nights, part of keeping it fresh could just be like hosting a game night on those different things. But of course, you need the people to be interested. But obviously, we have a lot of people that like StarCraft 2 arcade and sports games, so I don't think it'd be necessarily too hard to find 10, 12 people to have fun on a whatever night, and even cast it. Have a get a caster and make it exciting. Have some people watch. Could be an interesting thing.
I think it sounds really cool. I think a lot could be done with that. I think you'll do great. Now, interesting question is, Kurt, why don't you have a beard? Teroh, why don't we talk about how long it's taken you to grow that beauty of a thing on your face?
I actually have like one of those beard trimmers, and I always try to keep it around as somewhat similar length. It gets a little bit too long and gross, and then if I shave, I look like I'm 12 years old. So
that's
I like to keep it right about right about here is pretty good. So I don't look like a child, but I also don't look like I'm unclean. But you got yourself a pretty good beard going yourself there. Buddy.
I think.
Oh, you guys are so lucky, man. I can't, this is literally, I've been growing this for I think like 3 weeks now. Like this is all I can muster up. I just can't grow facial hair. It's just not my thing.
And then don't try, because when people like can't grow facial hair, try. It's
I don't try. I shave this off, but like most of the time I just don't even bother shaving. So it's like, I don't grow facial hair, but after a while it does get out of hand, and it's like I look like I'm trying now, so I have to shave it off. It's just the thing.
It's okay. You look like a young little baby. It's cute. Now, I saw on the forums that you saw both the Blitz and the Stealth rankings. Do you think there's anybody out of place?
Yeah, I actually opened both of them up pretty recently. They're still open on my thing, but kind of looking at Blitz's, I think Blitz obviously has a very good gauge of who's good in the league. There were a couple things that threw me off, like Zach Smack still being 9. I love the kid, but he's been gone for 2-3 months, something like that. He's not going to be that same A level anymore. Lin King at number 10 is, a possibility. His recent performance this past season, not necessarily warranting that. But, I mean, in general, I think it's a good guideline, but there are definitely some that I don't really agree with.
That's really interesting, because you're always good with being critical. Upon reflection, do you still believe, and this was a quote given to me, Tanks was the worst draft pick of all time? After his performance in season 5, where he grew a lot that season.
Tanks did great, and he was not the worst draft of last season's draft. He was not the worst pick.
Quackster.
I remember during that draft, somebody asked us like on the stream, who we thought was maybe like the weakest pick at a certain spot, and I think I said Tanks at that time. I think I actually changed my mind to Quackster at that time. I could be wrong, but we can go back on the broadcast. But Tanks has held on to that for dear life through like 3 months now. He's just not stopped. Every single time he like comes out to me, he's like, "Oh, am I still the worst pick?" He's very, very salty about that. And obviously, he proved me very wrong, even though I don't think I held that opinion after changing my mind in the first place. And I've said that multiple times, but he still holds on to it. So I don't know if there's any pleasing that kid.
Some players just like to play with, fake chips on their shoulder. It's just a thing.
Monkey on their back.
That they intentionally put it there so that way they feel like they're being suppressed while they're playing and they play better. I mean, it's all mind games. That's all it is.
I mean, if he's playing better because I BM'd him once, like, good.
That is good. That is good.
That's not a bad thing whatsoever.
Yeah, can you tell everyone their shit now so we can have a super competitive league?
That's what I do. That's the goal.
Thought season 5 was pretty competitive.
It's it's charity. Calling everybody
charity. Public service announcement. That's what we're doing, Teroh.
Yep, exactly.
Who are the dark horses going into season 6? Some snake picks.
All those top pro players can really just have a huge impact if they step it up. Kind of like Tanks was, in the lower tiers of the ZHL starters, and he's really improved his game. I'm sure there's people here and there predicting that's real tough, but people like Slide, I think, especially again with that improved connection, could just clean house. Sir has always been playing great. Maybe he needs to get over the loss a little bit, but I think he can come back real strong. Other than that, I'm not too familiar with maybe anybody else, but Slide and Sir are definitely up there.
Where would you? Okay, let's say you're owner and you have the first overall pick. Do you take Eric on his big return, or do you maybe pass up on him because he didn't play last season? And West.
I'm pretty skeptical about people that have been gone. We saw what happened to Zach Smack. He wasn't necessarily in tune with who was still good, so that might have been a big thing in his performance. But also, he just wasn't playing at the same caliber that he's really used to. So Eric, he's a great player. There's no doubting that. But is he going to come back with the same kind of muster that he had before? And will he be able to develop that over the season? Probably. But making the playoffs with 4 of your teams getting knocked off at the very beginning. Making the playoffs is a big deal now in the regular season, if it stays the same way, where 6 of the 10 are making it. So you want to do well in the regular season because almost half your teams get cut. Because the Reapers and
the Renegades, I think
the Reapers and the Renegades, got smashed the entire season and obviously weren't going to make it. But then the next 2 teams,
Renegades had a chance. They had a chance to the last 2 weeks. I'm just saying.
It's true. That's
true.
true.
The Redlings then also joined them in their shithole because
I think I meant the Redlings, yeah. But those last two teams, just like in the 7 and 8 spot, I think definitely had chances to get in. And maybe if they had a little bit better chemistry or had practiced a little bit more before the playoffs, might even be able to knock other teams out. So anything can happen if you make the playoffs. That's for sure. So getting there is a big battle.
Do you believe in the first seed curse, though? The first seed has never won, and Kaoken has never won a single playoff game. It's very sad.
Has he really not?
No, he didn't. He didn't win with. I know he didn't win a single game season 4. He didn't win a single game season 5. Wow. I don't think he's ever won a series for sure. I don't think he's ever won a playoff game either.
Wow, he's the old watermelon, huh?
Basically.
This means that whenever he does win, he'll just win it all. That's good to hear.
Yeah, it's true. Watermelon kept not, showing up in the playoffs, and then he gets there and just crushes everybody. So
that was a really good team.
Probably takes the right team. What's that?
That was a really good team, man.
Yeah.
Season 4, that was a really fucking good team.
Yeah, there was no stopping them at all. Then again, that's kind of what we thought about the Piggies. At least during the regular season, they seemed pretty unstoppable season 5, but then they did get crushed.
Yeah.
So, again, anything can happen. First seeds obviously have a lot to prove. People coming in thinking like, oh, we got to really perform against this team because they're the top, versus the first seeds thinking, oh wow, we're the best. We just need to perform at the same level, and we'll win it all. But that's really not the case with playoffs.
Yeah, seeds don't matter as much. Besides choosing your server, the seed can kind of get in your head. I know we felt like we already won after we beat Maha just because of how difficult of a series that was. So then you go into the next series with Vapor and you already feel like you won the whole league, right? So then you don't have the same mindset. You're not fighting as hard, and then you just get beat and you don't even realize it, right? So very sad.
I mean,
Very
even
sad biggies.
NHL, like NHL obviously has a lot more teams competing in the playoffs, but
Right.
the first seeds, they get knocked out all the time. You know, what was it? The 2012 LA Kings coming from the 8th seed and beating every single top seed to win it all. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, especially when they were down. Weren't they down 0-3 in the series? The first round, the wild card.
That wasn't. Was that 2012?
No, that wasn't 2012. That was 2014, right?
Yeah, I think they were down 0-3 to the Sharks and they came back. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, you should remember that one, buddy. I'm just messing with you, Teroh, friend. It's all right. I'm a Stars fan, so you know it doesn't even matter what I think.
Yeah, because you don't even make.
Since like 2000.
And then Reimer here, being a Maple Leafs fan.
Okay, let's not talk about that. You know, this is a year, right? Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, I know that feeling, buddy.
But yeah, attendance is also a big thing that Water and Crazy are discussing in chat about how regular season it's good to have enough attendance that you make the playoffs, but having the star players on your team all show up for those playoff series is where you really get the team that you want skating. I think that also plays a big impact on the playoffs, especially for CHL. But back to the rankings and stuff. Do you see any obvious team owners on the horizon? Kurt, as the season 6 commish, has anyone contacted you about who's gonna be?
No.
You got no leads?
No. I'm not the season 6 commish. I swear I'm not trolling you guys.
Alright, whatever, man.
Okay. Yeah, if you say so.
Yeah, no big deal.
But Teroh, is there anyone that you think played a really good job as owner that you think should do it again?
I don't really have a good gauge of this past season just because of how much I was gone. So I might have to defer to just people that, you know, were around a bit more. Obviously, there are people that if they're interested and, you know, they're high enough skill level that it's just kind of a given that they do all right. But, you know, that's not even always the case. Like with Zach, he was just gone. He came back, made terrible picks. So, you know, I definitely need to see, like, you know, some people step up that probably know what they're doing and have been around to know what other people have been doing.
But historically, you never want to draft a goalie early, especially be the first team to draft one. I know.
Unless you're in Europe.
Unless you're in Europe, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. I know season 1, Gorilla got picked by Genius and they were the bottom team, besides Ire Storms. Season 4, Crush got crushed. And then season 5, Zach Smack picked Ruckle, who Ruckle is on I can't remember what episode or what show we were doing, but I was basically crapping on Ruckle, saying Goza was better. I think it was the award show actually for season 4, and I was saying how Ruckle was carried by Rush and Kaoken, and then this season, Tom and Gur, definitely humbles you, definitely makes you realize that Ruckle was a really good goalie, and I just kind of overestimated how important Rush and, even though they're both really good defenders, but Ruckle is also a very good goalie. So with that said, still you don't pick a goalie with your second pick, because then
I mean, obviously not putting down TK's skill level or Ruckle or Goza or any of the really good goalies. They're all obviously phenomenal players, but you know, the difference between a average goalie and an elite goalie doesn't really show up until the playoffs. The difference between, you know, an average skater and, you know, a pretty good skater, a second round skater through your entire regular season is massive. So I think those are, you know, important points to keep in mind, because if you're going to pick a goalie in the second round, your entire skating lineup is just that much weaker. Versus maybe if you let TK go to a different team or something like that and still pick up somebody good like Goza, then you're still going to do great and you have a better skating team because of it. At least in my mind.
That's fair. Kurt, season 6 commission.
Oh, and Reimer, the elite goalie. Let's not forget.
I was like, okay.
Robbed of the goalie award. Robbed.
TK played great. TK. I think the difference is that
it's the passing.
yeah, well, passing TK's a lot better. But I had a really good start to the season, and TK had a better second half than me, so it just made more sense. He really.
How you gonna improve your passing game?
That leads to the next question. I consulted with Watermelon and Blitz to get that dirty training. I'm kind of hitting a wall. Haven't really improved as much as I would have liked. I feel I have the same issues I've always had, so I figured for $15, why not? What do you think about that, Teroh? Do you think it's really silly that someone charges money for coaching for an hour of his time, or do you think it's whatever?
I don't think what Water or Blitz is doing is silly. Obviously they have skills that they can provide, and they have a way to, profit off of that.
Right.
It's kind of obviously more on the buyer, not the seller, if they think it's worth it, or if they have that money to spare. If you do, that's great, and you want to spend that on Zealot hockey. Like, I don't think that's a big deal. It's a little bit silly if you kind of take a step back from it and think like, oh, these people are like paying to get better at a game. But
Pay to win.
But in terms of Watermelon and Blitz, like getting like $15 for maybe a time to like go to the restaurant, or like to help pay with his college bills or something, like that's perfectly legitimate. And again, just up to the buyer. So if you think it's worth it, then more power to you. And if you benefit from it, obviously, it's not a shame. But other people, hold maybe a little more extreme opinions, like, oh, you shouldn't be spending money on like a game or something like this. But why not? It's your fun. And if you really want to improve, and like if that's what makes you happy, then no big deal. No skin off anybody else's back when you come and like wreck their crap.
The dream. That's the dream. Kurt, what do you think? Do you think you're gonna offer lessons? The great you do an infomercial.
No. No. I mean, I've thought about making like a nice like tutorial video, but I really wanted to get like different people from like every single skill set, not just myself. But I don't know. It's always it's never always fallen through the cracks. We've never gotten it done before. Maybe in the future. I mean, what Teroh said, I mean, is true. I mean, buyer beware. Honestly, in this market, if you want to spend money on it, then by all means, it's all on you. I mean, it could be seen silly, but if you get results from it, then I guess it's worth it to you. As long as it's worth it to you, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. I remember when I saw like a Twitter post like Huck offering StarCraft 2 lessons for ladder, and I was just like, holy shit, how deep in the basement do you have to be? But I've changed my tune, I guess. I don't know, really chasing the ring dream, but also chasing the 3K tourney dream. Teroh, you've obviously heard about that? That's kind of a big deal going on, and you mentioned it too. Do you think anyone will beat the superpowered fruits team, Proster, Watermelon, TK, and Blitz?
I remember last night I was talking about it with somebody, and I was saying that it didn't seem likely, but of course they brought up how teams formed and did really well in the previous constructed team tournament that we did, like Red Lux and JNF kind of coming out of nowhere. Not necessarily nowhere for JNF, but
Red Lux
and
OP.
then they just did great. So anything can happen again. Especially when money's on the line. People are obviously going to step it up and not screw around as much. But I mean, just throwing Proster, Water, TK on the same team, Blitz, it's just really tough to beat. So I have a hard time seeing a team forming that already has as much chemistry as they do and as much talent, and really taking it away. So I'll be curious to see, like, with, I'm sure, not just Zealot Hockey League teams forming, but like other teams, I don't think they're going to be able to stand up at all. I think it's going to be people from Zealot Hockey. And it'll be interesting to see, like, when those are streamed, if Fruits just cleans house on all the all the constructed teams that nobody's ever seen before. It'd be kind of funny, but also really just not fun to watch.
I mean, if it's single elimination, JNF lost their first round against some unknown scrub name team that had like Rush on it or something. I can't remember.
Oh.
But they lost. I mean, that was the dream team. That was what was I like TK Gorilla and like 2 other amazing players.
I think Maha Fable.
Yeah, Maha, something like that. Like it was a ridiculously, amazingly stacked team, and they lost first round to AHPU, like a terrible team at the time, and they lost to them. So if it's single elimination, I mean anything can happen. So that would be, I think that would be really really cool to see. I like underdogs winning series a lot, so that'd be really cool to see.
I'd really like to see Avillo versus Maha's team, just so Maha can be like, "Hey man, what's up?" And then Avillo will be like, "Your units, they're fucking ridiculous." That was great. I'd like to see Maha do that. But we're gonna get a huge surplus of people coming into the community after the tournament, because I'm sure a lot of people that have never heard of Zealot hockey before or picked it up and put it down are gonna want to come back. How do you think, as a human resources officer, we would be able to keep these people in the community and kind of cultivate them and head them into Zealot Hockey League?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you'd want to keep all of them. Obviously, if it really is as big of a surge as people are predicting, it could obviously get a little bit out of hand and difficult to manage, especially like in terms of with the next season and the timing of the 3K. Like, would you be able to include those people in the draft, and how would you do the team distribution? And
Right.
It'd be a lot of things to think about for whoever's commissioning, and obviously they should be prepared for it. But in terms of keeping the player base, it's just going to come down to, inviting them to in-houses, like being inclusive and not just being like, no, I just want Proster and Watermelon and Blitz on, in my lobby, and I don't want anybody else. Because there's been complaints of that in the past where, higher tier players won't invite, mid, low tier players to play with them, which also increases the skill gap. So, if you wanna again make the community into one, you have to put some work into those new people coming in and those people with less skill, and you got to play some pubs. Like I was playing with Assertive yesterday in pub, and he was pub stomping hard, but he wasn't being like a dick or anything, so it was fine. He's just kind of like showing his skill. Really depends how you do it.
Oh, that's good thoughts. But we've tried crowdsourced tourneys in the past, and that kind of didn't work out. Do you see this as an opportunity for more cash tourneys to be on the horizon?
I don't think it's likely.
You don't?
Somebody has to put the money forward, and besides like a corporation or a crowdfunding, you're not going to get that money. I don't see the Zealot hockey player base coming up with that kind of money. Maybe a little bit if you had like a buy-in tournament. I think we tried that before. It didn't really pan out.
Right.
But maybe with better structure, better organization, it could, if people were really into that. But so much comes down to players' interest and players' motivation and effort. I mean, if you want something to happen, you have to like go and do it. People can't just hand you things. Nothing comes free. So, except for like this tournament, which is just like a once, it's not like you're going to be hosting 3K tournaments every 3 months or something. That's not a reasonable expectation. So, try to make the most of this. If people enjoy that, maybe think like, okay, if we had like a $5 buy-in tournament, we had, 50 people come out, then you've got, a significant amount of money, which you could then distribute out. But of course, now you have to like trust somebody in holding all that and getting the buy-ins and everything, and it just kind of comes down to trust, player base, interest, people with extra money, but it could get ugly really fast.
Yeah, I'd really like to see more tourneys. I thought they were a lot of fun, like the Winter Classic tourney, which I think was a little bit before you started playing Teroh, and some other there were other tourneys like the clan stuff that I wasn't actually.
Summer Bash, right?
The Summer Bash, yeah, that was a really great tournament. Great tournament.
Was that the one that Hunter did and was not drafted? Or was that a different one?
No, it was a different one.
Which was the one?
I think that was just like the quick mini tournament or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, that was like.
Yeah, Hunter did like and ran a tournament and didn't get drafted.
That's really sad.
It was just that there was like there was a specific amount of people you could actually draft, and there was one member past that.
Something like that.
I remember in that draft, everybody was like seeing how far Hunter was going down, and then just kind of collectively made a decision. I felt so bad for him. He felt. Really bad.
Said the best of 3 tournament was that was.
Yeah, that was the best of 3 tournament. I felt bad for him though. It was just kind of like you don't get picked in your own tournament, and everybody's kind of laughing about it.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, but to perk things up a bit, we're at that time of the show where there's a big announcement to be had. Teroh, do you have a big announcement for the fans?
I think Kurt might have a big announcement.
It's not me, buddy.
Something about.
It's not me.
Administration. What was it, Kurt? I'm not. I'm not 100% certain, but you might want to tell the people.
Buddy, I have nothing to tell the fans, and since everybody's shading up, I'm gonna shade up too. So I have nothing to tell the fans, buddy. It's all on you.
Really? Because Moose very specifically told me that
See about that. CEO of Zealot Hockey doesn't allow me to make big announcements. I got non-disclosure agreements out the ass, so I just can't. I can't say anything publicly.
Reimer, will you? Kurt's not gonna say it. Would you do the honors, please?
This is all you, dude. This is all you guys. I'm just the host. I'm not even on the company list. I'm just a guy, so I don't have the power. I'm sorry.
Goodness, you're gonna make me do this?
Yeah, you can do a drum roll.
I don't need a drum roll.
Okay.
So Moose was looking for a commissioner, and he let me make the big announcement, right, Kurt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next season commissioner is gonna be. It's gonna be me. So I decided to give it another go, and obviously some people are gonna be a little bit worried about that given the attendance, but I assured Moose that like my personal stuff has been dealt with. I'm on night shifts now, so I have plenty of free time during kind of the ZHL period, so I offered to step up again, and we're happy about that. Some people aren't in the chat. I see that already.
People are gonna bitch and moan, Teroh. You know this.
I stepped up. Half the reason I stepped up is just because nobody else was really willing to do it, and I figured I'd give it a shot. Plus, things are so well organized now. I don't think it would take that much work. I mean, I'm gonna put a lot of work in and make it the best. That's what I'm gonna.
That's optimistic. Bring back the benches. I'm joking. Don't.
I don't know about the benches. Maybe the co-casters, but we'll see.
That'd be cool. Now's your chance to give the official Season 6 Commissioner Teroh any of the questions you have. Stuff about, I remember seeing a couple questions earlier that might not have been appropriate.
What does it mean to you, Teroh, to be the first repeat commissioner in Zealot Hockey League history?
You got to be a little bit dumb. I think that's really what it comes down to. Being commissioner it's stressful. Like, it's a Zealot Hockey League, it's an online gaming league, but it is, something that you kind of have to sit down and do, and like people will come up to you and complain, and there's a lot of whining. You just kind of have to like face that head on. So, King Louie, what we do with the dishwasher? Who knows? Obviously, I'm a little bit different than Moose. I prefer kind of a team-based approach on things. Moose was a little bit more of like the lone cowboy, like to make the shots, call the shots. I like to kind of discuss with people and come up with maybe what not necessarily what I want, but what is kind of the good for all. Which I'm not saying Moose didn't do, but I think some people were rubbed a little bit the wrong way with kind of like executive decisions. So we'll see about that.
That's cool. Did you like Rex Bets? It was Moose's implementation of betting on games. Did you like that, and do you think you're going to continue at Season 6?
I need to learn more about it because I heard a lot about it, just in terms of like, oh, this person did well on rec bets, or these people got points today. But I never actually checked it out myself. Again, like with my personal stuff going on for season 5, I just couldn't. But if it seems like people had a positive response to that, so I mean, there's no reason I would want to stop that if people are still continue, want to do that. It's fairly simple to set up. I'll probably talk to Moose about that, but otherwise, I saw a question from not McDoodles, from Rig earlier that was asking, like, he was saying why do you think your season was like the most balanced or something? So I can't remember exactly what he said, but I'd actually like him to clarify that question. It was a while back. It was like in the beginning. So if you could type that, that'd be cool, because it was interesting what he said. He was saying something about season 3 being the most balanced, and I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I think last season was most balanced, dude.
Last season was very
the top 4 teams, any of them could have been to the finals and won it. Like, it was really, really close. I don't think anybody realized how close it really was.
Yeah, I think it was really close too. And I mean, there were very few mercy rolls, which was
yeah. We only had like 2 mercy rolls the whole season. It was really well balanced.
So I'd be curious what he was saying. Oh, how proud are you that season commissioned by you is the most balanced one so far? I don't know if I necessarily agree. We kind of just talked about why. With really any team being able to take it, except for the bottom 2. I don't know if that's true, but I appreciate the compliment. And there's really nothing different that any of us did between, me, Kyle, Dark, Moose. Wild's season was a little bit. I guess he still had the snake draft, but with
salary and
smaller.
that was season 1 was the weird one. Trust me.
Yeah,
that was the most different season that we've had.
But seasons 2 through 5 have all been determined in terms of balance the same way. So it's interesting that you're calling that to me. I don't know if I necessarily agree.
Fair enough.
Because I mean, a snake draft with picking yourself in the correct spot should always produce a decently balanced league, and it's worked pretty well so far.
So you go, friend.
Okay. Do you have any owners in mind?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Oh well, shit. Genius.
See, that rhyme time sense, baby.
Oh yeah, synchronization.
You are adorable. I don't have anybody in mind because nobody's obviously come forward saying I want an owner to me because they thought I was commissioner. Obviously, nobody thought I was commissioner. So no, I got nothing right now.
Yeah.
Is that Rasputin I see in the Twitch chat?
I know, right?
Haven't seen that since like season 3.
I did calculations in season 3. There was only 1 bad team. In other leagues, 2+ teams. I want to see your math, buddy.
I don't know, man. The Renegades almost came back last season, buddy. Just saying.
That's true. I don't know. I would need to look at the standings pretty hard of all the previous seasons, and that's a lot of effort. But
did you like the number of teams that we had season 5? I know you didn't watch too much, but what are your thoughts on 10 teams?
I like 10 teams. Definitely more than 8. And I like the fact that only 6 teams make it to the playoffs. Somebody else was saying the other day that they didn't like it. They liked 8 making the playoffs. And I just disagree so much because...
Was it Kafka or something? No, he made something.
I think it was Kafka. I think you were there and you saw that. But, it just... Basically, if all teams make the playoffs, or 75% of your teams, or 80% of your teams, what's the value of the regular season beyond just an extensive round robin to determine seeding, right? I like that pressure that you really have to perform to secure that spot, because the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th seed this past season were not determined in any case at all. If they stopped performing mid-season, they were going to get cut out. That was for sure. So I like that pressure. I really do.
So Cove's been asking this throughout the night. Adult beverage of choice, Teroh, and are you planning to participate in ZH3K?
Adult beverage of choice. I'm trying to think. I really do like kind of like brown ales, amber ale. I'm kind of a beer person. I have a lot of wine, but I don't really drink too much wine. But lately I've had a little bit of ice wine. Ice wine's pretty good. But probably Eye of the Hawk is really good for a beer. I think that's been my favorite so far lately. But recently I had Big Wave, I think pretty recently, like over the past couple nights. And that was pretty good from Kona Brewing Company. But I'm definitely a beer person. You know, it's pretty light, it's refreshing, and it doesn't get you like completely drunk. So, you know, you can still BM people with plenty of wit.
We need to go beer tasting one of these days, buddy.
That'd be fun. I'd be down.
Be great. Be great.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
What else did Cubs say? Oh, am I planning to participate in the 3K tournament? Probably not. I would really like to cast it if that's an option at all, but I don't know if I necessarily want to play. I just don't think I have the skill, really. I don't think I'd
stop
be,
you.
No,
At least you're
honestly,
honest.
I
At least you're honest, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Well, I mean, if you invested in watermelon training like I am, I'm sure.
Nah, I mean, I really like casting Zealot hockey. I'm not even 100% sure if I'll play in Season 6. It's just, you know, playing has kind of lost that feel for me. I've kind of lost the magic compared to, like, you know, Rocket League, which I just have a great time playing. But casting is really where it's at for me in terms of ZHL.
Well, that's,
not that I'm announcing my retirement. Just it's on the table. More
well, if you play, I'm sure a lot of people are going to say you're biased. So that's going to be a lot of fun for you. I'm looking forward to it.
Classic Mussolini.
Bruce, wow, I just tried to say Mussolini and Rush at the same time. That was weird.
Brutal.
Rush just PM'd me. Worst rhyme time ever. Boo you. So,
Rush is a great friend.
You know, I almost never get the BM from Rush. You know, kind of through the private message. Like, I know he's famous for doing that in game, but I almost never get it. And I thought people were like completely just BSing when they said like, "Oh, Rush is PMing me and saying mean things." He does it, and it's flattering.
No, he does it. I remember he did it to Tom whenever he was casting a couple times. He'd be like, "Prestige that kid."
I love Rush. He's such a character, and really, you know, one thing that also brings communities together is characters. You know, Country Ken, Rush, these people just have these personalities that
Ted Bundy
are just fun to be around. I don't
Silent
know
Art,
sure.
Silent Art from Europe.
He
He is quite a character, man. Let me tell you. I sang you the fucking rap like song. Like, come on, dude.
Oh God, that was pretty good. But the private Rush BM is some of my favorite. But Rush is such a character. Love that guy.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He had a pretty interesting little phase where anytime I would like come on TeamSpeak, he would always, you know, like drag me into his channel or move to my channel or something just to like say something not even mean, but just like, I guess, you know, just say something. And I just decided to start this act where anytime he would like say any kind of BM towards me or whatever, I would just claim he had like a crush on me and was always trying to like hit on me, like, "Oh, you're coming to my channel, thanks, like I appreciate it, love you too, buddy." And that like really got under his skin, and he like stopped completely.
You can't tell him that, man. He's gonna keep doing it. You know, he knows it's all ruse.
And it was flattering, you know, horrible. And that's what I said. I was like, "Oh, you know, taking all this time and effort spent on, like, I appreciate it, buddy." That's
great.
That was a good little time. And then I disappeared from TeamSpeak for like 2 months. So
yeah, man, dude, that was disappointing times, you know.
You know,
I had to land Jebediah on the Mun all by myself.
But you did it, buddy, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
That's real character right there. And probably only took you like 19 tries. So
yeah,
you know,
only. Thanks for telling me about quick save, buddy. Very important.
Wow, you guys are great.
You're great, Reimer.
You guys are too much. Alright, I think we have time for one more question. Even though it's a pleasure to have Teroh on and hear him talk. What a great guy. I can't wait to hear him cast again. Press 1 in chat if you agree. Alright, I'll press 1 in chat.
Another caster commissioner. Fucking typical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, this whole time someone tricked us thinking it was him.
Yep.
But you guys did the whole switcheroo.
It was a good ruse, you know, for a while. I was intentionally trying to make it seem like it was going to be me, and a lot of people were falling for it. Even though I knew the whole time that it was going to be Teroh. Like, I mean, I knew the whole time, so, you know, It's pretty great. I'm glad that we could share this moment together, guys.
Okay, this is a two-parter. This is a two-parter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the first part is what was your favorite Zealot hockey moment from when you first started playing? I know you're not a man with a great memory, but that's the first part to this question.
My favorite moment. You know, everything other than HTCP's own goal is just kind of fading.
Oh, come on, too soon, friend. Come on.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It hurts.
But I'm just trying to think. You know, nothing specific comes to mind. It's been just so long since I had competitive, that competitive drive within Zealot hockey. I haven't really played. Being on season 1 with, Maha and Vapor and TK was obviously very memorable, just in terms of completely wrecking people. And I just kind of got to sat on the sidelines and enjoy it. But like a specific moment is hard to come by. Trying to think of anything. Yeah, nothing really.
Didn't you have that really good playoff run?
Yeah, no, we did.
And then Marker kind of threw it for you? Or was that a difference?
No, I don't think I've ever had Marker on my team. Season 2, I was the owner, and I had Crazyman, I had Rasp, and I had Proster, and we had a pretty good team. Tom was on the bench. And we made it to the semis, but couldn't get it done there, actually due to attendance. I had work, Proster didn't get on. Pretty much nobody showed up. Except Rasp. I think Rasp showed up.
Rasp is a true American hero.
That was a good team. I really liked that team. There was a lot of heart. I had a lot of great pro players. I'll take just all of season 2 as my moment because, I really liked the team that I played. I had Haystab Kill, I had Kim Jong Skill, I had Chuck Norris, Discord. I had a lot of great pro players and good ZHL team, and we really got a lot of things done. That was fun.
Yeah. And then the second part to this wonderful question is it true that you are going to be a Zealot hockey player for Halloween?
Yeah. I actually haven't done anything for Halloween in years. It'd be interesting to do it, but I don't know if anything's on the agenda right now. Sometimes people in the ER dress up, and it's kind of interesting, like seeing the docs wear like a costume. Definitely works in pediatrics. Doesn't work so much in adult. so I don't know. I don't even know if I'm working that day, but we'll see. I doubt.
I think Ghost wants to spend Halloween with you. So.
I think he does. Yeah. Ghost got a crush on you, Teroh.
Oh, Ghost. I miss him playing.
Yeah, I do too. I know.
That's another character.
He's a character. Yeah, that's for sure.
I really like being around. I was just kind of making a relation with Hearthstone. There's certain cards that I just love watching, not because they're good, but just because they're kind of fun to watch. Like Micro Machine, the one that gains +1 attack every turn. It's it's an okay card, but it's just fun because if that thing builds up, you just get these fun little events, and that's kind of how I see Rush and Guild and just these personalities that are so fun to be around and really just kind of bring people together for different reasons. I really like that.
I'm glad. Hopefully they like you too, because this is your season 6 commissioner right up here.
They don't have to like me. They just have to deal with it.
Ooh.
There's the Mussolini. I can feel it.
You don't have to be liked. You just have to be effective.
Is this what? So what's the government structure of season 6? Is this gonna be a dictatorship or a republic or what's going on here?
No. Because like I said, no offense to Moose, I just don't like that executive. I don't like one person making a decision and kind of telling everybody to suck it. It's not really my style, and it rubbed some people the wrong way. I really like, obviously you can never make everybody happy. And if you choose to do that by just kind of taking it on yourself or with a team, is really up to you. But I prefer the team approach. So I think selection of league managers is going to be a big deal for me. I already have a couple of people that are obvious shoo-ins, but I'd be looking for some more league manager help as well.
Do you have any shout-outs that you want to give to your fan, Emily, friends, family?
Of course,
Yeah.
of course, Emily. You know, she's the best, and on her finals and probably doing well, and probably acing them, even though she failed one of them. But whatever.
BM.
No, I mean she's really smart. Emily's really smart and really talented.
Wow.
So you know, obviously a huge shout out to her. You know, my family's important and has been obviously really important in the past couple months. They're important to me. Kurt, you know, he's my buddy. I like to watch him play Kerbal and provide emotional support for him to make those landings and completely botch them.
Buddy, come on. Okay, what's my fault? I didn't have a reaction wheel on that fucking probe.
You know, it's okay. Some of us are just better pilots and and make little burns, but you know,
Yeah.
some of us will hurt.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
You know, I told you the actual NASA scientist bounced a rover, so it's not a big deal. You know, they bounced it twice.
No big deal.
Not a big deal, as long as you make it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But, what else? Who else? You know, Reimer, for running a great show, asking all kinds of questions, of course. People love your show, and people love both the shows that you do. So
Oh,
obviously
thank
you're doing
you,
some
thank
good
you.
stuff there.
Robbed. Robbed 2 trophies.
It's all good.
You know, trophies is not what you need in life. You know, it's an own personal satisfaction. And if Watermelon Coaching gets you there, then more power to you. But you know, there's just too many people within the community that like I would want to name. You know, I might as well just like pull down the entire roster and just name everybody except Uter. So
Oh God, Moose is getting on the stream now, throwing a fit. Classic Moose.
okay, saying he didn't approve it.
You know, for a guy that's like the 6th best player on every team he's ever been on, he talks a lot of shit. I mean, let's be honest. Like, he talks more shit than anybody that I've ever played against, and he's like a bench player at best. So I mean, I
He
understand
hates
it.
EU too. He always shits on EU for no reason.
I don't know why. I don't know why he hates. I mean, he is great place. I love that place. There were so many NA players that played on EU this season. It was great.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, no, it was really
and
good.
Kurt playing in the actual league and cleaning some house, so that was good.
I mean,
I heard you
it's.
cut down Blitzerg.
I mean, you know, friend. You know, I don't like to kiss and tell, so you know, you'll just have to watch the VODs. But no, I mean, it's easier for us to hit their time than it is for them to hit ours. Because like for us, we just have to get up early. For them, they have to stay up like really late in order to hit our time. So I mean, it's much easier for us to hit their league than it is for them to hit ours. That's just how time zones work.
See, now Moose is approving. There it is.
What a
Mm-hmm.
sweetheart.
But yeah, so that'll be it for my shout outs, you know.
Oh, what a sweetheart family man. Shout out to Doritos for always sponsoring us, showing us love. Coors Light for tasting so great. Shout out to Moose for, like you said, being a great commissioner and also being my co-host on Around the League. He's a really fun guy to work with, and he played awesome. Shout out to J Money because I need to.
Traitor.
He'll get mad at me if I don't. so
He
I have
joined
to.
Fruits. He's a traitor. Sell out.
He tries his best. He's going
Sell out. I'm just messing with you.
Shout out to all of the War Pigs. It was a really, really, really fun season. Probably the most fun I've ever had since I first started playing Zealot hockey. And that was a really, really great run for us. Great experience. So much love for everyone on that team. It was really cool. Everyone from Cubs to Gur to Tom to Tanks. Everyone was super cool and really nice. Shout out to Teroh for coming on the show. Wishing him the best of luck in being commissioner. Just a great guy, great guest, except for his favorite teams. That's just unfortunate for him, but you know, we can't all be right all the time. Shouts to my buddy Kurt for just being such a nice guy, always liking my Instagram pictures and just being a great co-host. Always adding good questions and giving me details on the 3K tournament, which are hopefully there's gonna be more of that soon. Shout out to my dog for turning 14 yesterday. She's a good old girl. And then shout out to my girlfriend for always... she actually watched the finals and was texting me like, can you please press X faster? So Shout out to her for watching my shows, watching the finals. She's like, holy shit, did Tom just do that? Like, thank you, bae. So, shout out to my GF for watching, and she's not behind the chair goza or behind the coffee cup. But shouts to everybody there. So much love for everyone in the community. Everyone's great. Kurt, how about you?
I just want to say thank you to all of my staff and crew for season 5. For everybody from the top down, stats keepers, Cubs, not a big season keeping stats. I know Serve and Tanks also contributed. Moose. I mean, every single league manager there was. Eric, me, Rig, TK. Oh God, I'm trying to think of all the other ones. There's just so many people that I really would want to thank. But anybody that was involved with season 5, Reimer had another great successful program, getting robbed of 2 awards. It's okay. I know Moose. I saw the logs. Moose clearly stuffed it for Cubs. But that's besides the point. You're a great host, and eventually, you're gonna win that award for most best off-season programs and whatnot. You'll win it. The dream. I know. I know it's weird. It's like the award was practically made for you, but you still haven't gotten it for some reason. I don't know why. I just want to thank everybody for contributing and for season 6 in advance. Teroh, thank you for taking up the reins, buddy. Everybody knows. You should definitely know by now that is not an easy task to take up, being a commissioner. So thank you for taking up the reins and leading this, headless crew once again. Good luck. Best of luck to you. And then my final shout-outs have to go to my tunnel snakes over on EU because, tunnel snakes rule. And, that's all there is to that. Is that all?
Is that it? Oh,
that's all I got.
Are we going to that slide again?
Oh, that's all I got. Are we ready? We ready for the ending?
We're ready.
You guys ready? You ready? Oh, no, not that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for following us on another lovely evening in Rhyme Time. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch. We broke 500 followers already. That is fantastic. The next number 600. Let's get there, boys. We can make it there in due time. 600 hype. Make sure you're getting it going in the Twitch chat. Don't forget to be active at the link below. Zealothockey.net has a brand new facelift for you to check out over at the forums and on the main site. Just check it out. Everything you could possibly want for Zealot Hockey all in one place.